Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a Montanan with a disability and you're looking for a path to employment, well, that journey can sometimes feel like trying to climb a huge mountain without a map. Today, we're going to give you that map, and we're also going to introduce you to an expert guide for the trail ahead.
We totally get it. Starting this journey can feel pretty overwhelming, right? You're standing at the bottom of this big mountain, just wondering, where does the trail even begin?
But here's the good news. That path is way more straightforward than it might seem at first. And the best part? You absolutely do not have to walk it alone. In fact, let's introduce you to the expert guide who's going to be with you for every single step of this journey.
Okay, our first stop is all about meeting your guide, and that's the Client Assistance Program, or as you'll probably hear it called, CAP.
So what exactly is CAP? Well, put simply, it's a program set up by federal law with one clear mission: to be your advocate, to protect your rights, and to help you successfully navigate the whole vocational rehab system.
And just look at the kind of help they offer. I mean, this isn't just some helpline. CAP can give you information, sure, but they can also help you solve problems and even represent you if you need to appeal a decision. But you know what might be the most important thing they do? They empower you to become your own best advocate.
And here's probably the best part of all. The cost for all this expert guidance and support? Zero. A big, fat zero. It is completely 100% free.
Okay, before we really hit the main trail, we need to pack our bag, right? So let's talk about the most important tools you're going to need for this journey, the tools for self-advocacy.
This really gets right to the heart of it. Yeah, your counselor and CAP are there to help, but nobody, and I mean nobody, knows your needs, your goals, and what you're capable of better than you. Self-advocacy is all about empowerment. It's about realizing that you are the most important member of your own team.
You know, it helps to think of this whole thing as a partnership. It's all about balance. On one side, you have your rights, like the right to be treated with respect and choose your own job goal. And on the other side, you've got your responsibilities, like keeping your appointments and following through. Both sides of this are absolutely essential for success.
And hey, one of the most powerful tools you can have in your pack? Good record keeping. Seriously, think of it like your travel log. Just jotting down a few notes from a phone call or keeping copies of emails, it creates this clear history that helps you remember what was decided and just make sure everyone stays on the same page.
Okay, our bags are packed, we've got our advocacy tools ready to go. Now we're ready for the main trail, the 6 key steps on the path to getting a job. So the journey really kicks off with 3 big milestones. First, the application. Easy enough. Second, figuring out if you're eligible, which, by the way, the VR program has 60 days to do. And third, once you're eligible, you and your counselor work together to create your personal roadmap. It's called the Individualized Plan for Employment, or IPE. And I really want to pause here for a second because this is so important. The IPE, it's your plan. It is built around your goals. You can even write it yourself and just go over it with your counselor. When that plan is being made, your voice is the most important one in the room, period.
All right, the second half of this path is where your plan really springs into action. In step 4, you get the services you need. Step 5 is the job search itself, with your counselor backing you up. And finally, step 6 is when you reach the summit. After 90 days of being successfully employed, your case is officially closed. You made it.
So what kind of services are we even talking about here? Well, the options are incredibly broad, and they're all tailored to you. It could mean training at a university or tech school, getting assistive tech, or even having an on-the-job coach through supported employment. Whatever the service is, the goal is always the same: to remove any barrier standing between you and your job.
Of course, not every journey is perfectly smooth, right? I mean, every trip can have some unexpected detours or a few bumps in the road. So let's talk about how you navigate any disagreements that might come up along the way.
So what happens if you hit one of those roadblocks? Let's say a decision gets made about your eligibility or your plan that you don't agree with. Well, you need to know that you have a clear, established right to challenge it. And that challenge is called an appeal. It's really important to know that an appeal isn't about starting a conflict. It's just a formal process for asking that a decision get another look to make sure it was fair and that all the right information was considered.
The cool thing is, the appeals process is designed to give you multiple chances for a resolution. It usually starts with a simple conversation, sometimes called conciliation. If that doesn't work, you can move to a more formal, written request for what's called a fair hearing. And remember, your guide, CAP, can help you through every single stage of this process.
Well, we've reached the end of our guided tour, which means it's time to talk about the most exciting part, how you can take that very first step on your own journey.
Look, if there's just one thing you take away from all of this today, let it be this. You are in the driver's seat. This is your journey. You have the right to choose your path, to get the support you need, and to be an empowered, active participant from the very beginning to the very end.
So where do you start? The great thing is, you don't need to have all the answers. Just reach out to your guide. Here's all the contact info for the Client Assistance Program. Give them a call for free advice and support, and they'll help you get your journey started.
And we'll leave you with this final thought. You now have the map in your hands, and you have a guide who's ready to help. So the only question left is, what's the first step you're going to take?